Hi, I'm Jody Worrell, and I'd like to welcome you to another installment of my 5 Lick series. What we do in this series is select a style, a chord change, or a feel, and learn 5 solid licks that fit that scenario. Today, we're going to learn 5 melodic blues licks which fit over G7 and B7. These are the first 2 chords of Dipstick Blues from Let's Jam Blues and Rock Volume 3. I'm going to address other chord groups from that track in future lessons so that we may eventually play some interesting stuff over that fairly complex chord progression. During each segment, I'll teach the nuts and bolts of the lick, then we'll jam together by trading the licks back and forth along with the included track. As I mentioned before, today's licks are played over a funky blues groove of G7 and B7. Let's take a look at that first lick. Starting out with a little hammer-on from 0 to 2 on the 4th string, followed by an open 3rd string. Then I'm going to slide up to the 4th fret of the 3rd string with my 2nd finger. Then I'll play that 3rd fret on the 2nd string with my 1st finger, which will be in position now. Hammer on from 3rd to 5th on the 2nd string, then back to the 3rd. Then my 2nd finger wants to go right there to that 4th fret on the 3rd string, right where it used to be. And it's going to go right back there and quickly slide down without any note value down to the 2nd fret. We're not doing this. This note, this top note with the 2nd finger on the 3rd string on our way down, doesn't have any value. It's just sort of, it happens as a matter of course because we need to get down to this note. This finger's here, and it's a regular guitar expression type of slide. Note value wise, it's like this. Okay, now that we've made that slide down to the 2nd, I'm going to pull it off or strike it open. Or then 2nd finger right back where we started on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. This time I'm going to pull it off down to the 1st fret. This is where our chord changes to a B7. Then I'm going to play an open 2nd string along with that 1st fret 4th string. And there's lick number 1. Now I'll play that one with the track. Now let's trade that lick back and forth with the track. I'll go first and leave the space for you to play it too. Let's do it 3 times. Now you. I'll go again. Be sure and take the time to work on that trading section until you can play it back to me perfectly all 3 times. Let's look at lick number 2. We're starting out on this 8th fret. This is the 8th. It's a G note. We're starting out the 2nd finger, 8th fret, 2nd string. I'm going to play that note twice, followed by this D note on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. Then, right after playing those, then I'm going to jump up here to the 10th fret with my 3rd finger, bend it up a whole step, and then add this 10th fret on the 1st string. Then we got a little rest there, and we're going to play those first 2 notes again. The G and then the D. Same bend again. And then we're going to just bend that top note up a half step. That's where the chord changes. It's a very cool melodic thing. And these 2 chords, it's a different kind of a little chord progression. It's part of a bigger progression, of course. But instead of going from like a 1 chord, which is G7, to like the 4 chord, which would be C7, or the 5 chord, which would be D7, this particular progression calls for us to go to B7, which is the 3 chord, which is a very melodic, cool place for us to go, but it has to be addressed. We can't just sort of do our little default minor pentatonic blues licks. We have to adhere to the chords. So anyway, this lick number 2 is like this one more time. And that's lick number 2. And now we'll play that one with our track. Again, we'll trade licks with the track with me going first. Remember, it's 3 times. Now you. Second one. Now you. Last one. And you. All right. Let's move on to lick number 3. We're starting off with the 10th fret whole step bend, that same kind of bend we had in the previous lick. We're going to do different things with it here, obviously. We're going to bend that 10th fret on the 2nd string up a whole step and then replace it with the 10th fret of the 1st string. Then I'm going to pre-bend and release the that same bend. You can see the arrow pointing down on your tab there. Pre-bend. All we're not hearing. We're hearing this. Followed by a full step bend from the 10th fret of the first string now, and then unbend and play. So we got. Now we're going to bend that 10th fret of the second string up a whole step and back down. This time we're going to hear that bend up. Up and release. Bend up and release. Then play the 8th fret and then go back a half step to the 7th. And that's where the chord changes. That's the note that calls in that B7 chord. You can hear how it just steps out of character of a regular blues lick. Right here. So one more time. And there's lick number 3. Now I'll try that one with our jam track. Let's trade that lick back and forth 3 times with our track. Now you. Next one. Last one. And you. All right. Remember, you're going to get the most out of this and all lessons by taking your time. Practice each section till you've mastered it. That's when you'll really be able to retain the licks and bring them into your day-to-day playing. Let's move on to lick number 4. All right, we're starting off. I've got a bar across the 10th fret of the 1st and 2nd strings. And I'm hammering from 10 to 12 on the 2nd string. Do that 3 times. Then back down to this 10th fret note on the 2nd string, and then the 12th fret note on the 3rd string. We'll do that twice. Then we're just going to jump to a 3-note B7 chord. I'm just going to drop down a half step. My last note of the lick part of it before the chord is my 3rd finger on the 12th fret of the 3rd string. I'm going to drop down a half step to my 2nd finger on the 11th fret, then build this little B7 chord right here. You You see it's second finger, 11th fret, third string, first finger, 10th fret, second string, third finger, 11th fret, first string. First finger never has to move. One more time. And there's lick number 4. And we'll hear that one with our track. I'll roll that track again and we'll trade number 4 back and forth 3 times. Now you. Second one. Yours. Last one. You. All right. And that brings us to number 5. We're starting off with just a big old G note bent up from the 6th fret to the 8th fret on the 2nd string. And I'm bending that with my 4th finger. You can bend it with your 3rd if you want to. Either way. Then we go up to that same note. We're just matching that note, but we're fretting it at the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Then I'm going to play the 6th fret down to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. You could pull it if you want to. Or pulling it off is nice. Then we're just going to walk down chromatically from the 6th fret to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And when we get to that note, that's when the chord changes to this B7. Very simple, but very much to the point. And there's lick number 5. Let's hear that one with the track. And now let's trade that one back and forth 3 times. Now you. I'll go again. Okay. Another great drill for you with this lesson would be to play the licks with me as well as in between in the trading sections. Now I'm going to play all 5 with the track, leaving space after each one for you to play it also. I think if you get to the point of being able to nail this section without mistakes, you're well on your way to owning these licks, then you can use them as you wish. Now you. Number 2. And now you. Number 3. Now you. Number 4. And you. Last one. And you. All right. I hope this lesson shed some light for you and got you thinking about ways to put more melody into your own blues soloing. Be sure and keep an eye on the website because it changes every day. I'm Jody Worrell, and I'll see you next time.